Jake is up next.
I've known Josh for, I've been lucky enough, actually, to know Josh for about 7 years. And all I can say is, if you're fortunate enough, every now and then you meet someone who changes your perspective on life and teaches you like what's really important and just lets you know that how valuable that this day is. I was that guy for Josh. No, it's true. He was a freaking mess. You didn't know. You don't know. He was a mess. He was like 300 pounds. He had a huge lisp. Terrible with women. He was always like, well, won't somebody hug me? And I'm like, well, get the fuck up and run around the block. I was like, no, Josh, no, not you. You get up and you run, you fat. You just run. And then everything else kind of came into his own, the abs and the cheekbones and the perfect teeth. Like it happened, but you're welcome. The point is, most of that story is not true. We have known each other for 7 years, and his name is Josh. That's the only real truth of that. We lived together in Brooklyn, but we lived in Brooklyn. We didn't live in Brooklyn. We lived like Cobble Hill or like Williamsburg. We lived in Brooklyn, Sunset Park, Brooklyn, knee deep in Brooklyn. They called it Sunset Park because if you weren't home by sunset, you'd most likely been shot in the park. We lived in what can only be described as a house. I mean, it qualified as a house. It had walls and outlets and most of the time electricity. It was actually more like living in like an active mine shaft. There was very little natural light and stuff just kept blowing up everywhere, just all around. Like the pipes blew up and we lost hot water. The toilet blew up and, well, we lost our dignity. And the oven blew up, which was like uncalled for because we didn't even cook. Like it just didn't make any sense. The nicest room in the house was Josh's because he worked at it, and that's who he was. I mean, because I lived with Laith as well, and while Laith was living in, it was like a shanty town, like a survivor. He built like this loft that was like, it was like an American Ninja event. It was like 6 feet high. You had to get like a running start to get into it. And my room was just, it was bad. It was like stained carpets and like woodland creatures just kept coming in and out. And Josh's room, it had like just a huge projector and a screen and a computer room. And there was like a gazebo. I think there was like a fountain in there. It was just beautiful. It was beautiful. And that's how Josh was. And he is. And he works and he works. When he sets his mind to something, he actually just goes after it and works. And we absolutely love him for it. And as far as Sunset Park goes, he was the whitest guy walking around Sunset Park. It was absolutely, but everybody from Sunset Park loved it. It was like somebody had taken like a character from Baywatch and just like dropped him in The Wire. And nobody really knew how to work with it. It was like, what the hell is this guy doing? I don't know, but he's cool, man. Look at him. And they saw the Batman tattoo and they were just absolutely loving it. And they're like, yo, you think that's Batman? That might be Batman, yo. Swear to God. And he was like the mayor of our block, and they loved him. And they should have loved him because he's absolutely fantastic that way. And I can't say how much Josh has meant to me, and I absolutely love him like a brother. The truth is, when I needed a job, he got me a job. When I needed a place to live, he gave me a place to live. And any project that I've ever done, he's absolutely supported me, and he continues to support me. I 100% love him like a brother, and I can't be happier that he's met such a beautiful and perfect girl such as Adriana. And I just say, as we say as Jews, Mazel Tov L'chaim. All right, I love you guys. All right.
Next, Matt, the microphone's yours.